What's up, ladies and gentlemen? I'm Marcus.
And I'm Shelby.
And we are Crugers with a C. With a C, not a P, and not an S. But I'm the best. I must stress. I don't play around on those tests. I'm working on my rap career.
That's okay. It will not go far with them raps.
Honey, you supposed to be my backbone.
I am. This is why I'm telling you no. Telling you the truth.
The truth shall set you free.
Yes, I ain't gonna have you up there looking crazy.
No, you supposed to be in the front row bouncing with me. Like clapping when everybody's sitting down. Like you supposed to be like this. Like you feeling it.
Nah, nope.
You ain't gonna lie to me?
No, honey.
Oh, appreciate that.
That's we're not supposed to be doing.
That's when you know you got a down one. You got a down one when she don't lie to you.
Y'all should see my face.
They can't see your face. You know how they can see your face?
Yes.
If they go to YouTube at Cruger with a C. Y'all think we be playing about that. We be for real. Yeah. Listen, we put some energy into this because we know like sometimes you want to sit down and watch something. Like I realize that there's not a lot that I could watch without just like being without vulgar language. Without,
you mean like on TV?
On TV, yeah. A lot of other places, you know. Now, I'm not saying there's nothing out there, but stuff that piques my interest is hard to find.
It is.
But anyway.
I agree with you on that one.
Yeah, so you can catch this video on YouTube at Cruger with a C, and you can check out all of our other episodes that we have uploaded. You can also catch the Krugerville vlog. Yeah. Hey, and I want to say this. I want to say thank you to everyone who has wrote a review on Apple Podcasts. We appreciate that. You know, we got a couple reviews on there. We need some more. So go to Apple Podcasts and drop those reviews. Also, when I look on SoundCloud, it like show me the places where people are listening to us. But it's a couple places I never heard of, and I want to know where they are. Like Windermere, United States. You know what that's at? Windermere, thank you. What's up, Windermere, United States? Rockledge, United States. Don't know where that is.
I know it's a city, Rockledge, in Cocoa, near Cocoa.
It could be that. I don't know. I do know where Fleming Island is. Fleming Island, Jacksonville, Ocala, Tampa.
I think my mom used to go to an elementary called Rockledge Elementary.
It could be that. I never heard of it. How about at Statula? I don't know where that's at.
Me either.
I don't know, but what's up at Statula? McDaniel, ATL, Atlanta, Orlando, Beverly Hills, United States, Gainesville, Orlando. Listen, it's another place, Upper Marlboro. I don't know where that is.
Me either.
But hey, we want to say thank y'all. It was just a couple of places I didn't know where they were. So big shout out to everyone in those areas. Hey, drop us a comment and let us know exactly where those places are. You can comment here on SoundCloud. So we appreciate that. But any other thing that you had to get out the way before we talk?
No, I think we can just get rolling.
Thank you to everyone who's listening and just, feeling it not robbery, listening to us. We hope that you find something out of it, that you're taking away from these conversations, these altercations that we have. Yes, we have some altercations, and we don't mind sharing them as long as it's going to help somebody. And I just want to say you don't have to be married to listen to this podcast.
Not at all.
I believe that you could be single and just take something out of it.
Matter of fact, we do have a lot of single people listen to us, don't we?
True, we do.
Yeah.
We do. I don't think some of them ain't going to be single long.
Nope.
Yeah. And we got some news to tell y'all on, when you want to tell them, episode 30 what? Because we on 29 right now.
Yeah.
Episode 29 is where we are. So we have some huge.
So I say episode 30, 31.
I say 32.
Dog, honey. Okay. Knowing you can't hold this news in.
Let's say, all right, 30 is like soon. Let's say 31.
31? Okay.
All right, episode 31. I put it like this. If we can get, on the first day, if we could get 50 comments, let's say 50 comments
okay,
on Facebook at our Crugers with the C page. If we can get let's say 25 comments.
Okay.
If we can get 25 comments on our Crugers with the C Facebook page, we will go and tell you guys the big news on the next podcast.
Ooh-wee.
If we could get 25 comments, and that could just be saying, "What's up? I'm here. Heard the podcast. I'm commenting." If you do that, we will tell y'all the news. You good with that?
I'm good with that.
All right. Okay.
This is gonna be interesting.
This will be interesting, and like I said, it's at Facebook at Crugers with the C. That's the same way as the Gmail, but Facebook is CRUGERS with a C. You can send emails to krugerswac@gmail.com. Like I said before, comment on Apple Podcasts, SoundCloud, and leave a review. So let's jump right into today's topic.
All right.
Well, would you like to bring it in, or would you like me to?
Go ahead, honey. You can bring this one in. I'm gonna let you do this.
You learning already, ain't you?
You know what? A key.
Okay, ladies and
Go
gentlemen.
ahead before this be bad.
Today's topic is submission in your relationship.
This conversation about to get real, y'all.
It's about to get real, and we've been having some heated comments about this. I guess you could say discussions. We've been having some heated discussions about this.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. I dread this one.
Why?
Because, this topic is just difficult for me. It took me a while to learn. It was difficult because I didn't understand.
Right.
It took a while for me to learn, what submission is and proper submission and all that good stuff. In my mind, when somebody said submission to me in my marriage, it's like worshiping somebody and just doing whatever he wants. No, ma'am. Nope.
Yeah, and I'm going to say this, and I mean this in a loving way. You're a strong-minded person. So that means, and one thing you said was it was hard for you. Some people, this might not be hard for.
Right, and then also I've been on my own for a long time. So that was a challenge. Learning how to submit to someone else was a challenge as well, because I was a single parent for a while and doing stuff on my own, and I ain't had to submit to nobody.
Right.
So, yeah.
That's when the man came along. Look here now.
Oh, Lord.
Look at here. Nah, but I think it's different phases. What was that?
Those was your lights, huh?
Oops. You have to go to the video and watch that. We're going to leave it just like that.
You got to do it in slow-mo.
But I believe that there are different phases of submission. Different levels. And submission, okay, so I don't mean to cut myself off in mid-thought, but we put this out on Facebook, and we had some responses. And I'm going to read this one post, and I'm going to read it. So whenever you guys post, you should tell me if it's okay if I say your name or not, because I'm not sure if you want your name out. But it say, I was actually just discussing this over brunch this past weekend. Basically, it boiled down to the right man who would not use the excuse of submission as a crutch. As long as he does his part, his partner should have no issue submitting to him as the leader of the household. It also means mutual respect, which a lot of people miss out, and it shows their true character. The example I was given is a man who is king doesn't go stumping around saying, I am the king, bow down to me. That is someone who is abusing their title and has no clue how to lead. A good king is loyal to his and does what is best in their interest. In the same manner, a man should not be stumping around his house demanding to be submitted to. If he's doing what he should, he won't even have to ask. I think a good tangent of submission is also expectations. You should You two should be fully aware of what each other expect from your partner, regardless of how you think it should be in your head.
Yes.
That was a lot.
It was a lot.
But it was on point.
Yes, it was.
Would you want to break down any of this? Comment.
The part where she said that a man should not be walking around the house demanding submission.
Mm-hmm.
I really appreciate that comment because I think that was what I thought of at first, and I think that's what a lot of people think of submission as. You know, if he's doing what he's supposed to be doing, I feel like everything will fall in place. You don't have to ask for submission.
Right.
If you're being a man and you're being a good leader and a positive leader, everything will fall in place. We wouldn't, as women, I don't feel like we would question anything. We wouldn't mind submitting. We would feel proud to.
That sounds good.
It does.
That
does.
sounds good because let's see, honestly, how do you feel about me as a leader?
I feel good about you.
Because there's times I would say certain things and you would still try to rebuttal what I'm saying. Probably because I'm not going to say what I think you feeling. I'm going to say what I don't know. This is what goes through my mind. Maybe she don't understand what I'm doing.
Yeah, and that probably is the main reason why I would rebuttal because I don't understand. But I don't feel like me, saying something is disrespectful. I mean, we should be able to speak our mind.
Right. No, I get that, but it's like if I'm saying that no, we're not doing that, we're doing this, I feel like sometimes you may be offended by what I'm saying. Go ahead.
Earlier in our relationship, yes. Sometimes, yes.
I still feel like a little bit,
Now?
yeah, sometimes. Because I could say something and you'd be like, well, why are we doing that? And I'd be like, I'm doing this because of this. And you probably wouldn't see it clear when I'm saying it, or you would probably not listen to what I'm saying or receive it. But I'm telling you why I'm doing it. It's a reason for what I'm doing. But because you don't understand it, it kind of like make you feel offended. That's how I feel anyway.
I don't think I feel offended. I just think that I feel like I'm like, I ain't sure about that. Or like you say, I just don't understand your motive behind it.
Right.
When I think another way would probably be better.
Okay.
So I don't think I feel offended.
Okay. I was going to let you keep going.
That's it.
All right, because it was something else that she said. It was the mutual respect. And that's kind of where I'm at now with it. Basically talking about the conversation we just had. It's like, if I don't feel sure about something, I'm going to ask you what you think about this. So I feel like the mutual respect is key as well. Because I know it's certain things that I can't do that you could do better. Cooking.
But that's also an example of a good leader.
Right. That's what she said. Yeah.
Yeah, that's an example of a good leader because some men or women feel like they know everything and they don't need to ask anyone for their opinion, even if they're confused. They don't go to anyone for a second opinion. They feel like they just know everything.
Right.
So yeah.
But okay, so with all this being said, it basically comes down to having a good communication system. And like we always say, that is the key to everything.
That's the basis of everything.
Because if I feel like I don't know how to do something, I'm going to come to you and I'm going to be like, look, I don't know how to do this. Could you do it for me? Or could you do it? You can even show me, but still I'm not going to feel comfortable doing it because I feel like you're stronger than me in that area.
Right.
So mutual respect, and you shouldn't have to go around stumping saying, I'm the leader, I'm the leader, I'm the leader.
Right.
Because it's still people who think that way.
I know.
There's people who think that way. Okay, so we had another comment, and this was a very, very long,
good one.
There were there was one scripture, and it was Ephesians 5:22 through 24. And you need to go ahead and read that. Ephesians 5:22 and 24. And this is what this comment was, the commentary on those verses. It say, right away, men jump real quick to say stuff like, better do what I say, and you better submit to me. Oh, but watch here, men. You're missing something in this equation. Men everywhere leave this out all of the time, because when they do, it takes the responsibility off of them as a leader. The phrase is this: as unto the Lord. This is God saying men must follow Christ and be holy, and real biblical and spiritual leaders in their family in every aspect. Men must be lined up with the word of God. Let me say this, men, leaders, it's very simple. If we had more men that were men of God, we wouldn't even have to worry about women submitting to a man. The fact is, women are confused. Women are looking for that man, but we can't be found. We've traded real biblical manhood for some guy of effeminate, ungodly excuse of a man. Women have to be daddies because we can't find men who take responsibility for their families. Women have to work 2 jobs because men are sitting on the couch playing video games. It's twisted. Women have no problem submitting in a relationship if the man is a real bona fide, God-fearing leader of a man. And that is from a guy.
I love his comment.
That is from a guy.
Yes.
Let's talk about it.
I'm ready.
Once again, those that scripture is Ephesians 5:22 through 24. And I actually got a call from him, the person who sent this, and we had a very in-depth, decent conversation about this. And he had a lot to say. And it was insightful. Mm-hmm. And he was talking about how men would sit home and let the woman take care of the kids. Now, you told me that I didn't have to work. Okay. Or that I could have a part-time job or whatever. Mm-hmm. I did not feel comfortable about that.
Why?
Because I don't feel like you should carry the load. Uh-huh. You know, not if I'm able body. You get what I'm saying? So me and the way that my value system is placed, I don't feel like you should carry the load.
Okay.
I mean, that's cool if you make more money than me, I don't care what you do. That don't bother me. But it's just me letting you go to work full time and me working part time. No, I can't. I just can't. But it's guys that do.
Yeah. It's guys that don't work.
That's a whole nother conversation. Give me your feedback on guys who don't work and women who take care of men.
I think that's ridiculous. I feel like if you're able, go and get a job. Mm-hmm. I don't think that, okay, wait, let me take that back. It may be a reason. I don't know what it is. But if it's not a reason, I feel like it's ridiculous. Mm-hmm. However, if you home, the house not clean, and you don't have something on the stove, then it's double ridiculous because you got to be doing something. Mm-hmm. Can you go pick the kids up? Can you wash? Can you do something? Like, can you contribute in any kind of way?
Right.
So that's what I'm going to need. Like, it may be hard. You may have situations. And
we're not talking about people who stay home because something happened to them or they can't work. We're talking about able bodies, right?
Okay, I'm talking about able bodies. Now, okay. People with situations and, you know, it's hard. Okay, I understand that something happened to you. I understand. But if you're able, it's ridiculous. I need you to get up. I need you to go do something. I don't care if you're working at McDonald's. You're working.
Right.
I need you to do something. But if you feel like you don't need to do that, what you doing at home? You mm-hmm. cooking, you cleaning, the house clean? Do I have a cooked meal when I come home? The kids' homework done? What?
Right.
You know, don't just be sitting there like a bump on the log.
A lump on the log.
Yeah. So I have a problem with that. If you're able to work, get your behind up and go get a job.
Right. Okay, so I'm glad that you guys sent comments on the Facebook page. We want to say thank you for that. But I wanted to read those comments because I felt it was so important because people responded to it. But now let's go ahead and let's get into some discussion about submission in your relationship. Is there anything you want to lead with first?
No, you go ahead, honey.
Okay, so let's talk about like, do you feel that there should be conditions to submission?
What you mean by that?
I would submit to you if, say for instance, we're married, right? Mm-hmm. Should there be any conditions to submission?
That's hard to answer.
Mm-hmm. Why?
You said marriage.
Marriage.
And both of us working.
Okay, so everybody's not married, right? So even something, I guess, if you're not married and you're planning on being married, this could be stuff that you look for before getting married.
Okay, so both of us we're both able bodies, we're working,
Mm-hmm.
and we're contributing to the household.
Right.
Okay, so then no. I don't think there should be no conditions to submission.
So what you mean if we both were not working? Say for instance, the man don't work. Something like he quit his job. What if he quit his job for a reason like he quit his job before he did something crazy?
Okay.
Is there any respect lost?
It depends on what it is. It all depends. I can't give you a solid answer. It all depends what it is.
That's what I'm asking you. What depending on what? What would be a scenario for you? Because you're saying it depends.
If he quit his job because he say them people getting on his nerves, people get on your nerves every day.
So
if it's something that's dealing with your health, your mental issue, something, or you feeling harassed, stuff like that, okay.
So other than that, everything else.
I need you to toughen up.
No. And it was this clip on I forgot who it was. It was James Baldwin, and it was another a black leader, but she was talking about lie to her, don't come home showing her the real you. Like you've been at work all day stressed out, then you come home you stressed out. Mm-hmm. She was like, keep the energy that you had at work. Come home to me happy. It's a fight when you go to work. And I know that for women it's a fight, but for men especially because we're at a point of submission at work. Mm-hmm. You know, men are natural leaders. And different personalities have different traits. And sometimes when you're a leader and then you have to be put under somebody else, that's a whole fight. Mm-hmm. So it drains you mentally. So when you come home, you know, you still leading. So you're in a different capacity, but you might have the stress of the day. So I think that's why it's so important for the house to be in submission to the man, but the man being responsible for his actions too. Mm-hmm. That makes sense what I'm saying?
Yeah, it makes sense.
Because it's so much that we face these days. Like, it's not like when we went out and worked in our own fields. Right. You know, well, something like that, you know. When you go out there and you work your own land and did what you had to do, the women stayed in the house, the children stayed in the house, the man took care of everything. Mm-hmm. You know, it's not like that no more. Now it's a power structure. And if you're in that position where you're a leader but you having to submit to somebody else, it's going to be kind of tough. Mm-hmm. You know, so that's where I'm at. So that's what I was wondering, like, were there any conditions to submission? And how important is submission, do you think?
I think submission is important now. I think it makes the relationship better.
Why you say now, though?
Because at first I didn't. You know, I just didn't understand submission. Mm-hmm. And I just thought, like, it was a man stumping around telling the woman what to do. You know, that's what I was. He know all, I do all, I know all, I say all. That's what I thought submission was. Mm-hmm. You know, until I learned what it is.
What is your outlook at now compared to then? What is it now? How do you see submission?
I see submission, I see it as a good thing. I see if it's done right, then your whole house would be healthy.
I mean, give me a definition of how you see it. Like, paint a picture of what you see as submission.
I don't know. Like, I guess this is a good example. Aisha Curry and Steph Curry. She put out there that the first priority in her marriage is her husband. And everybody was in an uproar about that. And I think that's a form of submission, because if their relationship is good, everything else in their household is good. Because they have a healthy relationship, then they're happy. So they can parent good. Their marriage is good. They can go through life being happy and good and positive. So I think that's one form of submission. That's how I see submission. Am I making sense?
Yeah, that makes sense.
So,
but I was just, that's what I was trying to get you to do. Like, tell me what submission look like to you, because some people don't know what submission look like. Some people might think it's the woman just, like you said, running around doing whatever.
No, it's not. It's not that. It's not running around putting on your shoes, bathing you, feeding you, making sure that you okay, and just at your every beck and call. That's not what it is to me. It is us communicating, doing what each other want. We making time for each other. And yes, if we want to be at our man beck and call, we can, but it's a respect there.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? We have to make sure that we're happy. We have to make sure that we, because I think submission deals with a lot. Sexually, emotions.
And let me say that's a big one for a lot of people.
What?
Sex.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna tell you like this. If I'm gonna be honest, if you were anything like me, the first couple years of our marriage, that was a big one for me.
Yeah.
Sex, and that's just being real. But after a while, you realize that you got to balance that out.
Right. So that's why I guess it was hard for me to paint this picture, because submission has a lot of subtitles up under it. So you have to sacrifice time. You have to sacrifice I don't want to say sacrifice. You have to make time to...
Sometimes it's a sacrifice.
I don't want it to seem bad, but you have to be willing.
Right.
And I guess it's a sacrifice, but it's not always bad, because you may not have time. You may be tired, or you may, a lot of things may be going on. But I feel like if you guys do that together, have that respect together for one another, it will work. Right. You will be happy. You won't be arguing. You won't be frustrated. You won't feel like nobody listening to me. Nobody don't understand me, because you guys are taking that time to submit to each other.
Right.
And making each other happy. You submit to me, I submit to you, vice versa. It has to be equal.
Right.
Like everybody said in them comments, it's a respect thing.
I think that's the biggest part of it.
Yeah.
The respect, because sometimes you have to realize that your partner is tired.
Yeah.
Or that your partner is overwhelmed. Or that your partner is not feeling good.
Yeah.
So that's when you have to put yourself aside. Because if you like, well, you're not gonna submit to me, and your partner is sick, and that's selfish.
Right.
Then that's the respect is gone. So it takes. I think it takes a lot of growth.
It does.
To understand submission.
It does, because like I said, I always thought submission was a man telling me what to do, how to do it, and when to do it, and it's not. A submission is between a man and a woman. Y'all love each other. And I think Aisha Curry said it perfectly. We have to make sure that we're good. So we're making sure that we're good so the rest of our house can be good.
Because we're actually the heads.
We are.
And
so,
and if the head, it's like if your head hurt, like this is an analogy. If your head hurt, you can't function.
At all.
You can't do nothing else.
Yep.
You just want to lay down. You want to stop. You want to shut down and relax because your head is hurting. So if your house is like that, everything else probably gonna be dysfunctional.
Right.
So it was a story that I wanted to tell, and I have to give a little bit of history because this defines us. When we first got married, it was a lot of times we didn't go anywhere without each other.
Right.
We were always together, and it's still like that a lot now.
Yeah, but I think that had to do with a lot of our dating time.
Yeah.
Because we were in a long distance relationship, and I think that's why we did that.
But it still helped.
Yeah.
And it's still like that now. Not so much now, but it's still like that a lot. And I like that. But anyway, I'm saying all of this to say we went everywhere together, and this was when Kaylin was a baby. And we were at someone's house. I think somebody had died. And we went to go get a plate. And how it would be was I will either hold Kaylin and you'll fix the plates, or you'll hold Kaylin and I'll fix the plates. Or we'll sit down and want us to go get the drinks. And this person said, "Oh, so you to go for it."
Oh, okay. I was wondering where you were going with that, and I forgot about that.
Now, I didn't understand how to process that.
I didn't. I took it negative, point blank. But I didn't know the lady. I didn't know her.
She didn't know us either.
And yeah, she didn't know us, and I was trying to be respectful because she was an older lady. Because I was ready to pop off.
I didn't really care. I just didn't understand. Only reason I didn't respond is because I didn't know what it meant. You know, so that's why I didn't say nothing to her. But basically, she was like, "Oh, so this the person who run the relationship." Like, I'm going to say this. If you and your partner have a grounds that you do something and you working it out one way, don't let nobody intervene saying one thing.
Yeah, because then you got to look at them. Where your mates?
She was by herself.
She was by herself. So it's like misery loves company.
Right.
Don't let them bring that into your relationship. If y'all have this understanding and this routine, that don't make you no less of a man.
Right.
Or that don't make you no less of a woman, because y'all are in this together.
Right.
It's a partnership.
And
you
y'all
need help.
Y'all know how y'all work.
Right.
I think, too, it didn't bother me because I understood how we work.
Right.
It wasn't like you were serving me or I was serving you.
And I think that's a good point, too. You have to understand your relationship. You have to be grounded and have self-esteem in your relationship.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I feel like if you confident in what you're doing, like Aisha Curry was confident in what she said, even though probably about 50% of the world thought she was wrong for that. What about your kids? What about this? And what about, that's what the comments were. But think about it. If you are not happy within you know how me and you be. Well, if we have a disagreement and then we go about our day is ruined. So think about it.
It's overcast the whole day.
Yeah, it's overcast. So if you and your husband's relationship is a hot mess, how are you going to be able to, you will be able to, but how are you going to be able to function happily and take care of your kids? Your kids will sense that something is wrong with you. So... yeah.
Yeah, the kids not dumb.
At all.
They're not stupid. They're smarter than we think.
Yeah, and one of our kids asked, "Do we ever argue?" Yeah, we do, but it's none of y'all business.
Yeah, and that's a good thing that they don't see it because we don't do it in front of them.
Right. So that's how it should be. Y'all should be confident enough in your relationship, in your routine. Don't let nobody comments come into it and destroy it.
Now, I'm going to say we do argue about small stuff like where to eat at.
Well, who don't?
So, but I'm just saying, don't make it seem like, I don't want it to seem like we don't do no arguing.
In front of the kids?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's petty stuff.
Yeah, that's petty stuff.
But not serious stuff. I don't think we ever did serious.
Right. Oh, now this is another story. And the following names have been changed in order to protect the innocent parties.
Okay.
So when it comes down to that mutual respect or respect in general, you know, man, respect people. And this was like a cringeworthy moment. It was an embarrassing moment. We were at a graduation. Or was it a Christmas party?
I don't know.
I don't know.
With the story.
So we were in there, and it was the ceremony was over. So we were eating, and everybody was sitting around talking and fixing their food, and we was just
it was
eating.
a Christmas party.
And it was this couple there, and it was like a lot of people there. I would say at least 50 people. You know, that's a lot of people for this small room. And everybody was fixing their plates. I fixed my plate. You even offered, do you want me to fix your plate? No, I'll get my own plate.
Yes.
Right? So, matter of fact, I had Kaylin then.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was holding Kaylin. I was like, nah, just go fix your plate. Then I'll go fix mine. Right? So, that's all this taking place. And out of the blue, you hear this guy say, Shirley, I ain't ate yet.
In front of all these people?
In front of all of these people. Shirley, I ain't ate yet.
So y'all know how people talking and you eating and you know it's a little loud or whatever. This person's voice just rose over all of that and said that, and it just got silent. It was just embarrassing.
I know it was embarrassing.
It was just, I felt bad. I felt embarrassed. But I looked up and down like, it's your own plate. Go get your, what's wrong with your legs?
I was like, that's rude.
It was extremely rude.
There's no way that I would do that to you in public.
Yeah.
And not do it and be for real about it.
He was for real though.
He was dead serious.
He was for real.
But let me tell you something, that is a sign. Mm-hmm. That is a sign. And I would tell y'all that domestic violence is real. Mm-hmm. And I picked this out when I heard that. I like, something ain't right about that. If you do that to that person, and then I noticed this person was always hurt. You know, like something was. I'm like, in my mind, I never said nothing to anybody, but I said, I think he beat her. Mm-hmm. You know, and come to find out, it was a true story.
So yeah, that's true. So now that brings me to one of the things we wanted to talk about was submission versus controlling.
Right.
There's a difference.
It's a big difference.
It's a lot of things we want to clarify, and this is one of them. Submission versus controlling. Like we said, submitting to one another, there should be, for number one, a mutual respect. Mm-hmm. And always, 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 you should communicate. And it should be more of a team thing. You guys are together. It's just not I. Mm-hmm. It's not all about you. It's about each other.
Right.
However, controlling is a totally different thing.
Yes.
So, I think I wrote down a definition. To exercise restraint or direction over, dominate, command.
Say it again. There's a definition for controlling.
Controlling.
Say it again.
To exercise restraint or direction over, dominate, command. That was number one when I looked. You know how you look up.
Right.
The second one, I think this one was like 7. The situation of being under the regulation, domination, or command of another. That's controlling.
Yeah.
It's a difference. No one should be controlling you. That's not submission.
No, that's not.
So y'all have to understand that. Understand submission and controlling is different. Somebody, I ain't ate yet.
That was embarrassing, man.
That's like, to me, that's controlling, demanding, you know?
It was a warning.
It was a command.
That was a warning. That's what that was.
It was a warning. Later on, there'll probably be a command.
Yeah, but it didn't even get that far.
Yeah, because she went and did what she was supposed to do.
She stopped what she was doing and went and fixed that plate.
A form of controlling.
I started speaking to that dude.
Yeah. And he thought he was all that in a bag of chips anyway.
Yeah, I knew it. I knew it. I don't know how I could pick that up every time, but I say, oh, this person getting abused. I could tell. Like, I had a family member. I knew this person. It's never been told to me, but I know that 100% this person was being abused. Not no more though.
Yeah.
But I know this person was being abused. And women or men, because men get abused too. Man, it is not worth it. Let it go.
It is.
That person don't love you at all if they got to beat you.
Yeah. And that goes to my next one.
What you got?
Settling. Because some people feel like they have to settle for what they're going through. No, you don't.
Right.
You have to remember what submission is. Submission and settling, they're two different things.
There could be submitting.
Oh, you done remixed it.
They could be submitting to their fears or submitting to their thoughts. You know, so it's like we always say, these topics could go any type of way. So go ahead. I just didn't want to cut you off.
Go ahead. No.
You don't have to submit to the way you're feeling. You know, just because you feel a certain way, sometimes you got to step back and say, is this reality? Is this really what's best for me? Because if I'm going to go back to being in an abusive relationship, it all starts with the mind.
Controlling.
They start manipulating you and start controlling you with your mind. Like, don't let nobody play on your emotions. You have to be smart enough to be able to see. And sometimes I know everybody not smart enough, or they can't tell when they're being taken advantage of, but you feel it.
Yeah, you feel it.
You feel it. And you know, you like, maybe something ain't right about this. Listen to that thought. Listen to that gut feeling. Like they say, your gut won't lead you wrong. When you feel that and you feel like something is wrong about it, most of the time something is wrong about it. So once they start messing with your mind, the next thing you know, you're in a position to where you're being controlled and you're not being submissive. You know, you're probably being submissive out of fear. And fear and submission should not go together.
At all. I mean, once again, mutual respect. And I feel like when you're submitting to one another, you should feel good about it.
Right.
You should be happy about it.
Right.
You know, like you said earlier, it may be some times where you have to submit and you really don't want to. Like if it's an intimate relationship and your significant other feels they're sick. So what you got to do, you have to turn that off and then turn on your caretaking, because you need to take care of this person.
Right.
You know, you need to get this person back to 100%. Once they back to their 100%, then you can get it on. You know what I'm saying? You have to think about stuff like that. So, yeah.
Submission. I just said something, boy. I felt like a genius. No, about the fear. Submission has no place with fear or something.
Submission and fear don't go together.
Man, that was deep. I'm proud I'm finna pat myself on the back. I feel good about that one. But yeah, submission, it's like when you think of submission, you should have good thoughts. Because it's not always bad unless you're in a fight. You know, but even if you're in a fight, and this is an analogy, this is not literal, but you think about when you're in the submission hole, like in wrestling, right? They put you in that submission hole. It means that I got pressure on you, and I will let you go, but you got to ask for mercy. You get what I'm saying? So, you know, that's the only time physically that, you know, submission is a bad thing, because you're in the spot to where you got to give up. You know, but I don't think that submission is a bad thing. I think it's good, and
excuse me,
emotionally submitting. Like, let's be real. The other day, me and you had a little disagreement, and I was like, this disagreement, you know how when you're going through an argument or something like that, and the argument just happened, and you go your separate ways, and you be like, man, bump that. I'm gonna go all, I ain't saying nothing else to it. So you take that cool down period. So my thing was, I was like, why are we arguing? I say, I really don't feel like it, and I really don't feel like being mad. So I came back and I apologized. Right? Because it's not worth it.
It's not.
Because I'm gonna tell you like this: the enemy wants you and your partner to be at odds.
Yeah, I have a story. Right when we started the beginning of the year, our church did a Daniel fast. And the night before we were supposed to start the fast, we was arguing. And I was like, what are we arguing for? And we both realized it was nothing but the devil trying to come between us, because he knew we was getting ready to go into this fast, and we both realized it. And
this was the thought. I don't even want to fast.
Yeah, so it was making us.
Yeah.
It was making us not do what we were supposed to do.
Right.
And we both realized, and we was like, man, something big must getting ready to come. And you know what? Something did. Y'all better give us some 25 comments if y'all want to know what it is.
Yes.
I mean,
I ain't never think about that.
Yes, we both said something big is going to happen, because
I did not think about that.
It was rough. That the first night we were supposed to start that fast, and I don't even know what we was arguing about.
It's so old now, I don't even remember.
It was just that petty. So you guys just have to know the devil wants to sneak in, and destroy.
Yep, but you can't let it
at all.
You can't let the enemy come in. You can't let that drive you guys away, because, like we say, it's something that you're working towards, or something that's good about to happen, or it could be an accomplishment that you're trying to fulfill. And if you at odds, you're not going to reach that.
Some kind of positive breakthrough is getting ready to go down.
Right.
And he is trying to stop it. Y'all have to think that way.
I sure did not think about this till you said it.
Y'all give us them 25 comments.
If y'all want to know the tea, how y'all say, if y'all want the tea,
this tea is so hot. Yes, you're going to need them soup coolers.
You know how you eat something hot. What else you got wrote down over there?
I think that's it. We covered. What are some things we are submissive to in our relationship?
Oh, some things.
We talked about that. Bodies, energy and time and emotion.
Yeah, but it got to be some stuff that that's not so cliche. You know, I guess when you say time, what do you mean by time? I have to work on my submission with time, because like when I want to sleep during my time sometimes.
Yes,
and
that's what that means.
What mean?
That's what I meant by time. So your significant other may want to spend time, quality time, just talking or whatever, but you rather sleep.
She's talking about me. Let's talk about it.
Okay, go ahead.
No, I mean, you the one. You wrote it down.
I mean, you always sleeping, so it's just like, can I talk to you? Can we, convo? Can we do something? I ain't sleepy.
But when you is.
Whatever. I mean, but you always sleepy.
Okay, but I'm working on it, So that's me having a mutual respect, and I worked on it. I noticed it. I knew that it was important to you. So, I worked on it. Did I not?
Yes, you did.
And that's when you have to know people. If you're not married, right, fellas? If you're not married and you're working on getting married, right? Your time is no longer.
Don't you go there. Don't you go there.
Don't go where?
What you get ready to say?
Your time is no longer your time.
Okay. Go ahead. Finish
what you thought I was going?
I don't know. Go ahead.
Go ahead and say what you had to say.
No, go ahead and finish your sentence. I want to hear this.
Your time is no longer your time. Once you get her long cleared up, you have to be able to divide your time between work, whatever everybody else got going on, and you probably got a little bit of time for yourself.
Kiki, that ain't funny. That is not funny. It's vice versa then.
I know. I was going to say that. But see, look here, woman. Hey.
No.
Hey.
No. See, this is where submission go out the window right here, because I ain't listening to that.
Hey, woman. Hey, woman.
See? This
Hey.
will get you in trouble. This will get you cuts. Okay?
I'm glad this is documented.
I don't care.
Hey, look here, woman.
See?
Nah, but I'm not like that. Even though I joke like that, I'm not like that.
Nah, I'm saying I ain't the way what I said is true.
I ain't worried about it. It's documented. So if I get cut, I'm just gonna play episode 29, and I'm gonna show them the video and let them know what you said.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm good. I hope that we covered everything that we've discussed. But before we get out of here, we got two things that we want to do. We want to talk about. We want to start a debate, a weekly debate, right? So this is the first time we're going to do the weekly debate, and that is, what is the best genre of music?
90s
The best era, I should say, from R&B, hip hop, right? Was it the 90s, the New Jack Swing?
I was getting ready to say the 90s.
Was it the 2000s with the crunk, or is it now with the mumble rap? What is your?
It's definitely not now.
Yeah, they got some good songs.
Which one outweigh?
Raindrop, drop top, drop top,
Nah,
bad and bougie.
I say 90s.
That's because we grew up in that era. So to all of our listeners out there, what is the favorite era of music? Your favorite era of music.
Favorite.
And there was one more thing we had too. Oh, the Gucci sweater. What do y'all think about that?
What are your thoughts?
I'm
Do
like,
you think it was on purpose? Because we had a debate.
we had
A debate about this. I said either, once again, they have uneducated people designing and doing stuff and don't know how that is offensive. But he said it had to go through people. Yes, it did, but it still could be uneducated
I
people.
just don't believe that.
It's possible.
So you telling me a bunch of interns working out there, or people who just in the family letting anything happen?
No.
I don't believe that, because you think about it like this: before it is produced, it goes through concept first. So I don't see how they think that was a mistake. That wasn't a mistake.
Okay.
I think it was intentional.
Well, it's a debate question. What do y'all think?
Ain't no debate about it. They knew what they were doing. That's how I feel about it.
How many people still gonna support it?
I don't know. But that'll be that. We're gonna have to go because people over here coughing up their lungs. But I think we wrapped up anyway. So you got anything else? Any closing remarks?
No, I do not.
All right. So email us at Crugers, WAC@gmail.com. That's CRUGERSWAC@gmail.com. Like us on Facebook at Crugers with a C. Go ahead and give us some 25 comments, and we will give you the juicy news. You can watch the video on YouTube at Cruger with the C. You can also write us a review on Apple Podcasts, Crugers with a C, and comment on SoundCloud. Until the next time, I'm Marcus.
And I'm Shelby.
And we're Crugers with the C.